in Louisiana, Nichols, Southern, Louisiana Delta, LSU Health Science Center in Shreveport and in New Orleans, and Our Lady of Lake are all smoke-free as well. So at this point we decided to do our SWOT of the actual organization. The strengths of the organization are that it is the only college in Region 2 of Louisiana with this fresh campus grant. It has several LSU students report that they are affected by secondhand smoke and they would like to see it gone. And then we also saw that it already had a social media presence and that it was part of a statewide movement to ban tobacco. The weaknesses, however, were that the social media website was basically dormant. It had no activity on it. The website was out of date, and there's not very many team members in the organization, and it's relatively unknown amongst students here. The opportunities we saw was that LSU has a group of students who want to support this movement, that it can partner with the health center, which is also trying to create a program for tobacco-free use on campus. And then there are several non-smoking establishments in Baton Rouge. And since Smoking Words is on LSU's campus, it can help LSU become one of many campuses that are moving towards this movement. The threats of it, however, was that it faces potential resistance from smokers who don't want to quit. Because we said earlier, 1 in 5 smokers are 1 in 5 people are smokers. That's kind of a large number on here on campus. Then we also noticed that there's a lot of indifference amongst students. You know, a lot of people just don't really care. They don't really have any idea, which goes back to the fact that they don't really understand that there is no risk-free exposure. Like we said earlier, 50,000 people die because of secondhand smoke a year. And then also, Smoking Words faces a lot of resistance from the faculty senate. So our problem statement is that Smoking Words needs a stronger presence on LSU's campus in order to lower the level of student indifference toward the dangers of tobacco use on and off of campus. From that, we decided our target audience needs to be 18 to 24-year-old non-smoking LSU students who view smoking as a daily annoyance, but once again are indifferent about the actions that go towards it, and then actively participate in the college lifestyle. We broke it down into 5 different groups: the directly affected, the apathetic advocates, the smokers, the opponents, and the uninformed. From this, we decided that we would move into our goals.
Yes, everything that Remy just said, we formed our general plan. We have 3 goals. The first of which is to increase awareness of the harmful effects of smoking and tobacco use on campus and among LSU students. The second is to increase awareness of litter problems on LSU's campus related to tobacco use. And the third is to assist Smoking Words founder, Sylvester, with the planning and execution of the Great American Smoke Project. From here, we It also listed a few things about our Great American Smokeout event, which was our main event of the whole semester. It was sent out to the Reveille, the Advocate, Dig Magazine, 225 Magazine, WAFB, Tiger TV, and KLSU on November 12th. Unfortunately, it was not published, so we cannot gauge the effectiveness of the media advisory. The second tactic was the letter to the editor. This was basically explained Smoking Words as an organization. And it also included various details about our event, the Great American Smokeout, and how we were going to promote that through Scavenger. It was sent to the Daily Reveille, the Advocate, Dig Magazine, and 225 Magazine on November 1st. Also, it's not published, so we cannot gauge that effectiveness. The flyer was used as our main tool to promote the Great American Smokeout event. So it included information about it, like when and where, what was going to happen on each day, and it also included a QR code that led them to our scavenger trek. And also, like, ways to get involved with the Smoking Words as an organization. So their Twitter handle, Facebook page, and their website. This is a JPEG, so it looks a lot worse than it does as a PDF. But
It's actually purple, not blue.
it's purple, not blue. I really liked the Great American Smokeout event. I mean, not event, the logo. So I kind of had that as a main focal point, and then I kind of based the rest of the flyer off of that, keeping it simple, elegant, and effective. And we had a lot of people come to our table that day, which could be from the flyer. We think it could be from the flyer. The fourth tactic for Scavenger was the postcard. And this was basically, we had our table out at the Great American Smokeout, and we handed it to people who were passing by. And it included how to participate in our trek, that same QR code, and also the Twitter, Facebook, and website of Smoking Words. And on the back side of the postcard, it has that plain purple background with that Imagine, which was our main kind of slogan for the whole campaign, and it's kind of eye-catching. It makes people wonder, what is Smoking Words? And then our hashtag, which is actually on the flyer, not on the postcard, which is Imagine, no, it's right there. Imagine Smoking Reality. So that was used to tell people how to participate in our trek. And we had 4 tactics for Scavenger, but we also had 4 to give to Smoking Words as an organization. And these included ones that we implemented in the campaign and ones that they can use in the future. And Ryan is going to talk to you about this now.
Yeah, we noticed that Smoking Words is a very small group, but it is getting more support and growing, and we wanted to give it kind of a new set of materials to use as it gets bigger. And so the first we did was a new brochure, because we looked at their old brochure and there were no pictures, the info was outdated, and it kind of smelled funny. So we decided to make a new brochure with the new theme that Dr. Sylvester came up with, which was Imagine Smoke-Free LSU. And so we based the theme of the brochure around that, and also updated it with new photos of the actual LSU campus as well as new updated information. And we hope that they are going to be able to use that for future events and to use as the organization grows larger. We also created a social media brief because we attempted to use social media to promote the event this semester, but we sort of had mixed results, and then we kind of looked back and evaluated and decided that we wanted to make something for future groups promoting this to kind of give them a reference as to what kind of tactics and social media to use. So I drafted this brief that said just what platforms to use, what kind of campaigns, what kind of content, what tone to post in, what we found effective, what we think would be effective, and also some evaluation methods. And we also drafted an opinion editorial. This was the only piece that we submitted for publication, but it sadly was not published. And then we also drafted a template letter, which is just a basic format that you can insert different recipients and information and events into for any kind of politician or organization you want to invite to an event.
Okay, our takeaway points are pretty simple. So we would move our scavenger trek to a later point in the day because we had it from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. when a lot of students were in class and at work. Smoking Words needs to gain more student support, and with student support will come more media coverage. It needs to turn from an organization run by Dr. Sylvester into a more student-run organization. Students need to be a voice for this campaign. It also needs to partner with other groups in the Baton Rouge area, and they can do that through social media.
And what we kind of learned from this, especially with my experience working with Dr. Sylvester, is that this project has kind of taught us the importance of maintaining really strong communication and constantly being on the same page as your client. not on the same page, then your event is probably not going to be successful because nothing